this is Crystal with Slick Trade, and in this video I am going to talk a little bit about support and resistance. Now, this is a very common tool that is used by traders, whether you trade Forex or Nadex or any other type of trading online, okay? So instead of doing an actual presentation, I spent last week trying to create a presentation because I know many of you like them and you like that visual. But it's kind of hard to really put support and resistance into words, is what I've found. So what I'm going to show you here, or what I have up on my screen, let me make sure my screen is being shown. Okay. Is the GBP USD hourly chart, okay? And on this chart, I have a couple things going on. These blue lines are some different support and resistance levels that I have manually drawn in, just with the horizontal line tool right there, okay? And I also have the, it's the KG support and resistance indicator for MetaTrader 4. It's a free indicator. It's really useful, especially if you are new to trading, because sometimes you get a little confused. I know many times when you're starting out in trading, this was one of the first things that I personally learned, but even though it's a very simple concept, sometimes it can be difficult to visualize it, I guess is the correct way to put it, possibly. So what I want to show you here is, first of all, leaving these lines drawn in and where I'm at on the screen here. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. Okay. So when we talk about support and resistance, we're talking about where price hits a level and drops down to another level or through a level and creates a new level, okay? Price fluctuates, and it fluctuates in between these levels consistently. Okay, and that's why so many traders use it. I use it on a daily basis for all of my trades. I always look at support and resistance, other than my high probability Nadex dailies. Okay, and the same with the high probability Nadex dailies that Cam White with Trading Pub came up with. Those are based on direction. They're not based on support and resistance. You don't even look at it. Okay, but any other strategy that I use, especially if you're a member of Slick Trade already, you know that I provide this support and resistance indicator in pretty much every strategy. So support is the bottom line, okay? You're supporting price. Price is hitting that and it's bouncing up, okay? So right here is a level of support, okay? Right in this scenario where you see these candles, okay? First of all, price dropped down and it kind of hit a little bit of its own support resistance right there, okay? But that's very minimal. I like to look at a little bit bigger picture depending on the strategy. But it continues to drop here, okay? It hits here. Actually, it's up just a little bit higher. Right about there, okay? It doesn't have to be exact either, okay? It's just a general, you're seeing where price is fluctuating in between, okay? So you have this big drop here. You have another drop down to here, okay? So that's why this line came up on the indicator. But if you notice, there's a pin bar, okay? And if you've been watching the pin bar lessons, then you know that this is a pretty solid pin bar, even though it's only on the hourly chart, not the daily. For a buy position, okay? So here, bam, look at that, price shut up, okay? But look at this. When it hit the previous support level, because this was the previous support level here, see price, well, it broke down to here, came up, but then it hit here, see, support, broke down a little, came up, See what I mean? So solid support level until it broke through and it made a new support level, okay? Which, if you look back at historical data, whether it's days or weeks or months, this was already a previous support and resistance level, okay? So now that we've broken through this support level to here, this now becomes a resistance level. So look at this. You enter your buy position here. This is just generally speaking in Forex, okay? Maybe you have a Forex strategy that you use moving averages, and you watch for setups like this. You watch for candles to create pin bars or small candles getting ready to shoot up in a different direction, you know, up or down. So most traders, even when they use moving averages, I don't even say most, many traders, when they're using moving averages to detect an entry or an exit for a Forex trade, they look at basically a support or resistance level. And excuse me, when they see that, whether they draw it in or whether they just eye it, that's a great indication of where price is going to go. So let's say in this scenario right here, we enter a buy position. So you look at this previous support level, which is now a resistance level, and that's where you'd put your take profit 1. You'd put it a little bit below it probably, and then you trail stop up, okay? So it hit here. Now look at this. Bam, look at that pin bar. And then here, another pin bar, and it hit right on it, right on the previous support level, and then went back up, look at that, and up, up, up. And it went again to another previous support or resistance level, okay? So support is the bottom line, okay? Price hits and goes up. Resistance is the upper line. Price hits up and goes down, okay? Or hits and goes to the next, well, resistance level, I guess, as we look at it. So many times people will ask, and it's, I don't know why it's so difficult for me to explain this one, but it is. They ask, well, this is the support or the resistance line. Well, that depends. Are you entering a buy or a sell position? Okay. What are your other indicators showing you? Okay. What are the candles showing you? Are they showing you? Are they showing you a pin bar like this? Are they showing you something else? Are they still showing you very large candles versus short ones? Okay. Just a few different things to think about. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete those. So this is what this KG support and resistance indicator looks like. And I am actually, oops, going to delete it because I removed, there's an area for the a little bit, it's a little more insignificant in my opinion, okay? It's a different level of support and resistance. It's kind of, it might work if you're a very short-term trader, but I'm not, it's not really my thing. Okay, so the yellow line here, I usually remove this or I just switch it over to none, okay? But that's up to you. Whatever works best. No, and we don't even have any right where we're at anyways, so I guess it really doesn't matter. It's because we're on the hourly. If I switched over to the 15, okay, there we go. Switch over to the 15, there's your yellow, okay? But see, it's very short movements, okay? It just isn't very important for the way that I trade personally, okay? So if you did want to know how to remove it or not see it, you just switch those to none. That's under colors in case if that tab didn't come up automatically, okay? Switch it to none, close, there you go, okay? I like to see a little bit more solid support and resistance, okay? So that's really all there is to it, okay? And the next thing that I'd like to point out, and I first learned this term from Kari Lane with Wildcat Investments, and I'm not sure. It may be out there previously, but it's the first time I had ever heard it was when I watched one of his videos, and he was talking about support and resistance, but he referred to all of this as magnet levels, okay? And I like this. I like the way he explained that, okay? Because let me draw in a few levels for you here, okay? So price, look at this. Price hit here, here, here. So there's a good one right there. Approximately right there. It doesn't have to be exact, like I said. It depends on what strategy you're trading. Right there. Okay. Now, also, some people include the tails or wicks of the candles in the support and resistance. So some would draw it like up here, or even where the indicator has it, up here to the very high, okay? And some draw it right at the body, okay? I usually focus more on the body because that's where the candles are actually hitting, okay? But that's up to you. It's whatever works best with what you're trading. Okay. So right there, I would right about there. So body hit here, came up, broke through. And the cool thing with trading is that the biggest thing with trading is your risk management. Okay. I can't stress that enough. Okay, risk management is so important. It is the most important thing in my thought on trading. But the other thing to think about is that bring this up just a little bit. The other thing to think about is that it's patterns. Okay, these charts, they create patterns, and really that's all there is to it. Okay, see, we're zoomed in right now. Okay, we're zoomed in real far so you can see them real clear. Okay, price hits these levels and it moves in between them. Okay, so a lot of scalpers use support and resistance levels. When it hits a certain level and it doesn't break through, then let's say price was going up, a scalper may enter a sell or short position. Okay, depending on their full strategy. But excuse me. Anyways, what you'll see is, like in this scenario, price didn't break through here, and maybe you'd enter a short position or sell position at this point, and then look, it did break through here, but your stop loss you would have set just a little bit above this previous level. Okay, and if it hit it, then oh well, move on to the next trade. But if not, which in this case it did not, look at that, bam, 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 boom, and a drop. Okay, so I really like to look at trading any asset on any platform that it's consistent patterns. Okay, and you can look at historical data, you can look at you can look at different time frames, but what you'll notice is it's going to follow specific patterns. Okay, and that's really all there is to it. I know it's a very simple concept, but it's the truth. Okay. Okay, so we zoom out. Same thing. Look at this. Price stays within these levels. Once it breaks one, it either goes down and comes back up, or it goes to the next and it breaks the next. Okay. Let's zoom out one more time. Okay. So we were zoomed in right around here. So if we look at, hold on, I think we were zoomed in somewhere right around there. Okay. So I drew in those levels when we were only looking at this part of the chart. But now look back. Look at this. Price comes down, stays within the level, breaks the level, comes back up, reaches previous, comes back down. See what I mean? It stays within those levels. And what I liked about Kari's explanation with magnet levels is that price is drawn to these different levels. Price is drawn to support and resistance, okay? It can make or break a trader, honestly, because a lot of times we'll freak out, okay? Especially if you're new to trading. You'll be like, oh no, this position is going way against me. Well, support and resistance is going to give you, it just gives you right where you should have a stop loss or a take profit, okay? Or a take profit 1, 2, or 3, okay? However you trade. Some people trade with a trailing stop. That's what I like. If I'm awake, I trail stop it. If I'm not, oh well. You know, let's take my take profit 1, move on to the next trade. Not a big deal. The markets are here, all right? They're not going anywhere. So, like you can look back here and look at this, even back here. There's a level. Price hits it, comes back up. We finally reach back down to it. Look at that. Fluctuates in between it. Breaks it, comes back up. Fluctuates, up. Fluctuates, up. Okay? See what I mean? It stays in these levels. So, oops. All right. So, what I want to show you is with the, actually, I'll create a new video for the Nadex solutions trades, okay? It's going to be how I trade them. I know I've already made one video, but I'm going to go ahead and make another one because I've had some of you ask about support and resistance and saying like, oh, so it has to be this level, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. So that'll be my next video. I hope that this helps to explain support and resistance to you a little bit. It's a very easy concept. You just need to just do it. Just draw it in. It takes seconds. That's it. Okay. So stay tuned. It'll be a few minutes and I'll get that next video up to you all. Okay. You guys have a great one.